Have you already taken a moment to consider the influence that your choices have on your spiritual journey? And by making a small change in your life, like redirecting your sexual energy, could you unleash a powerful force that would change your reality in a way you never could have imagined? It seems intriguing, doesn't it? Because they knew that for the chosen, rerouting this energy is more than just a decision to abstain. It is a path to a deeper spiritual growth and a closer connection with God. Did you think that by choosing not to engage in sexual activity, you would not only be denying me a moment of pleasure but also activating a potential inside yourself that is frequently overlooked? What would happen if you used this energy more wisely, guiding it to strengthen your faith and aligning it with God's will? It may be that you haven't noticed yet, but this choice may be exactly what you need to reach a new stage in your spiritual journey. In reality, sexual energy, which is typically thought of as a physical desire, is a vital force that may serve as a true engine for internal transformation. When you choose not to release this energy right away, it builds up and starts acting more powerfully. Instead of dispersing, she concentrates, creating a continuous flow that affects not only her body but also her mind, emotions, and spirit. This process is known as sublimating sexual energy, and after it is accomplished, you start to redirect it to higher areas of your life, such as spiritual growth and manifestation of its true purpose. If this message resonates with you and you feel that now is the time to change your energy, let it be. This helps spread this message and strengthen our spiritual transformation community. If you want to continue receiving more content like this, log into the channel and enable notifications. Thus, you never receive a new message. You are welcome to join us below. Write "Esto pronto para a mensagem" and share how this journey is affecting your life. Let's support and grow together. Yes, and we will help the channel reach the 2 million registrants, because the more we grow, the more people will be able to get this light message. Vamos juntos nessa. This kind of practice requires discipline and awareness, but the rewards are insurmountable. The sexual energy is not limited to the physical body, it extends to the aura, increasing its vibration and enabling a deeper connection with the divine. As soon as you align yourself with this energy, you'll notice that your ability to manifest increases along with your clarity and sabiduría. You start to realize that you have the power to change not just your own life but also the reality around you. In the end, this decision to redirect sexual energy is a path of self-discovery, a process of reconnecting with the divine and aligning with its primary purpose. When you master it, you become more focused, aware, and connected to your spiritual mission. I stopped to think about how you might be living with a powerful energy that, if directed properly, could change every part of your life. Numerous deep meditation moments or even intense concentration situations can demonstrate how strong and crucial this force can be. When you decide to redirect your sexual energy, you start to realize that it is not something to be denied or ignored but rather something that can be transformed and used consciously for your inner growth. This is a profound journey of self-discovery where you learn how to channel that energy in addition to momentary physical desires. Instead of being a distracteo, she is a combustible force for her spiritual development. Like a river that starts to flow in the direction of its true course, this energy changes, moving to the areas of their lives that require more attention and awareness. Numerous spiritual traditions suggest using this energy to help one connect with God. The practice of sexual energy redirection is more about elevating than it is about suppressing or negating anything natural. She is changed, not as a way to repent but rather as a way to make room for the divine to appear. When you start to replace an impulse with a more powerful action, you start using that energy for your internal development. The transformation of this energy might be compared to a purification journey, where each step taken toward its spiritual goal enables you to become more deeply aligned with your true essence. The goal is to create something new and more meaningful in their lives, not to get rid of anything. During periods of greater spiritual clarity, you will see that this energy can be directed toward things like creativity, intuition, and the ability to attract sabiduría. The key to this practice is the understanding that what was formerly thought to be a basic physical impulse has now evolved into a spiritual tool. The energy you redirect is not lost. Rather, it is transformed into sabiduría, a connection to the divine and creative force. When you start to realize this, you start to live in a higher, more aware vibration that the universe has to offer. By doing this, you reach a level of understanding that changes your reality to something far more in line with your divine mission and purpose. The decision to stop having sex is not only a private matter. It is a powerful tool for spiritual transformation for those who choose to do so. This thoughtful and purposeful decision has the potential to unlock energy dimensions that are frequently unexplored. After being regenerated, sexual energy is not lost but rather transcended, changing into something far more profound and elevated than just physical fulfillment. What appears to be a momentary renaissance becomes a gateway to a higher level of consciousness and a closer alignment with its true spiritual purpose. When we talk about this, we aren't referring to a flight or a rejection of life. On the contrary, it is a conscious choice to connect with something deeper and more meaningful. Sexual abstinence is not a punishment, but rather a way to redirect this powerful energy to other areas of life, such as meditation, self-discovery, artistic creation, and, above all, service in the future. When you start focusing your energy on these areas, you start to see a significant change. This is the secret of spiritual transformation. Sexual energy, which was formerly a barrier, is now a source of fire to awaken the inner self. When this energy isn't released in a physical way, it starts to accumulate and grow, allowing you to connect with its essence more deeply. This energy redistribution process not only opens a path for their personal growth, but it also creates a deeper harmony with God. Every time sexual energy is redirected, it becomes a step towards self-awareness and alignment with the main purpose of their lives. The path of choice is seldom easy, and the decision to abstain is frequently difficult. However, this is the place where many people find true spiritual force. By transforming sexual energy into something higher, you can access a dimension of power and clarity that extends beyond the physical world. The practice may not be immediate and sometimes painful, but its fruits are deeper. As soon as you commit to this practice with patience and discipline, you start to realize that initial resistance gives way to a power that flows naturally and without effort. This is where it starts. The energy you redirect becomes a true creative force that enables you to not only broaden your own consciousness but also align with the major mysteries of the universe. As time passes, you will realize that your life is starting to reflect this spiritual transformation. What was once only a physical impulse becomes a catalyst for spiritual growth and the accomplishment of its divine purpose. One of the first changes that many people report when they choose to redirect their sexual energy toward a higher purpose is mental clarity. You start to notice that your mind becomes more focused and attentive after removing the distraction of momentary desires and redirecting that energy into spiritual practices. Decisions that previously seemed difficult or nebulous start to emerge more easily as you become more in tune with your essence and life's purpose. This clarity has an inner peace that may seem unexpected, but it's actually one of the first manifestations of the ability to sublimate this energy. The second most notable benefit is the expansion of his personal power. When you are no longer governed by impulsive desires and impulses, you start to feel more in control of your life. This personal power is distinct from the ego. It is the peaceful trust that arises from a connection to its divine essence. You realize that you can face challenges with more courage, make decisions with more security, and even handle stressful situations in a more balanced way. This power is a calmer, more unstoppable force that enables you to navigate life with a sense of certainty and purpose. Aside from this, an additional significant benefit is the increase in creative energy. When you keep this energy within yourself, you start to notice that you have more energy and inspiration for creative endeavors. This can take many different forms, such as writing, drawing, dancing, or even coming up with creative solutions to problems. When sexual energy is redistributed, it becomes a powerful source for creation that transcends the physical realm and becomes more abstract and profound. The selected individuals often uncover hidden skills and abilities that were previously hidden and now emerge with clarity and intent. If you are enjoying the message up to this point, don't forget to leave a like to help us spread this positive energy. Additionally, if you are not enrolled, please sign up for the channel to receive more content like this. Share your energy with our community and leave a comment with the phrase, "Estoy pronto para evoluir," as well. However, like many transformation journeys, redirecting sexual energy is not without its challenges. Internal resistance is one of the biggest challenges that many people face. The desire to give in to one's fears and anxieties can arise with force, particularly at times of vulnerability or stress. This is a step in the process, and the challenge is how to deal with these moments. To overcome these moments of resistance, self-control, patience, and trust in the chosen path are crucial. Remember that challenges are not signs of failure but rather opportunities for growth where you can strengthen yourself by continuing on your spiritual path. Additionally, for those who are refocusing their sexual energy, solidity may be a challenge. As your connection with God grows stronger, you may notice that you are becoming more detached from physical and emotional disturbances, which may also hinder some social interactions. This is typical. The path to self-discovery and spiritual elevation frequently requires periods of introspection and alone, which may cause a temporary sense of isolation. They also knew that this space was essential to their growth. In this context, Solideo is an opportunity to reaffirm the connection with its true essence and divine font. She prepares you to integrate all you've learned in a more thorough and authentic way. Ultimately, throughout this journey, you will begin to realize that the impact of sublimating your sexual energy extends beyond your personal life. You may notice a change in your interpersonal relationships, whether they are professional, friendly, or even in your family relationships. This occurs because its energy not only changes you on an inside level but also affects others around you. Their presence becomes more majestic, their words more sabid, and their actions more in line with cosmic truth. This creates a positive energy field that affects everyone who comes into contact with you, fostering a healing and transformational atmosphere. After experiencing all of these benefits, you will become more aware of the power of your sexual energy, which is not just a physical force but also a limitless source of creative and spiritual energy. Redirecting it to its divine purpose is an act of self-care, personal love, and connection to God. It's not an easy road, but it's undoubtedly one of the most powerful. When starting this process of rerouting sexual energy, it is important to understand that it is not a forced renaissance but rather a conscious decision to connect more deeply with the divine essence that resides within you. What many choose to see as abstinence or privation might actually be revealed as a journey of self-discovery, empowerment, and true spiritual freedom. After stopping this practice, you start to realize that there is much more to play than a simple physical desire. You are re-signifying your essential energy for a far greater purpose. If you commit to this transformational practice, you may experience a growing sense of mental clarity. Without the disturbance of temporal impulses, his mind becomes increasingly aligned with his divine mission, enabling you to make more certain and intuitive decisions. This clarity not only enhances their ability to discern but also intensifies their journey with the goal that you are meant to achieve, opening up new avenues for spiritual growth. You can also experience the great benefits of inner peace, which arises naturally as a result of this practice. When sexual energy is transformed into something higher, it stabilizes and spreads throughout the entire body, creating a harmony that previously seemed far away. This inner peace not only improves one's emotional state but also has a direct effect on one's relationships with others. By developing this peace, you start to reflect more authenticity in your interactions with others, bringing a greater understanding to them. Additionally, if you commit to this practice, you may start to notice a faster spiritual development. Meditation transforms oneself, and introspective moments bring unexpected insights, almost as if you were to sit with a frequency higher than reality. This alignment not only gives you a stronger connection to God, but it also broadens your perspective of the world and your role in it, enabling you to move forward on the path of self-transformation with greater confidence. However, like any transformative journey, this process requires resilience and discipline. Internal resistance may arise, mostly because you are dealing with one of the most powerful human energies. Moments of vulnerability may give rise to feelings of fear or longing for a better life, but these feelings are not signs of failure. They are a part of the journey to transcend the physical and merge with the spiritual. Don't blame yourself for these moments. Additionally, accept them as growth opportunities. In this journey, social pressure is also a significant challenge. In a society where having sex is often viewed as a need, choosing not to follow this trend can lead to dissatisfaction and even isolation. Remember that your path is unique, and the choices you make in pursuit of your spiritual goal are valid, even when most people in your vicinity may not understand. This authenticity is what distinguishes spiritual growth, being loyal to one's own calling regardless of outside opinions. Diarrhea and discipline are essential, but it's also critical to respect each person's own evolutionary pace. Everybody has their own rhythm, and this journey doesn't have to be suppressed. If at any point you feel down or overburdened, don't blame yourself. The true transformation happens when you allow yourself to be truly conscious of yourself, honoring every moment of your journey, at a time that is specific to your soul. What matters most is a commitment to one's inner process and spiritual connection, always with patience and dedication. When you begin to reflect on your spiritual journey and how you have directed your vital energy, it is critical to take advantage of the opportunity to explore new forms of transformation. Frequently, we are left to deal with old sorrows and everyday life disruptions without realizing that our energy is being misdirected or depleted. The time to despota is now. You have the ability to see that your sexual energy may be a powerful force for spiritual growth and manifestation. The journey to sublimate sexual energy is not something that happens instantly, and it is more about true liberation than restraint. To free oneself from uncontrollable impulses is to make room for something bigger and more profound. When you redirect your energy, you start to notice that it doesn't go away but instead changes into something magnificent, a force that may bring about mental clarity, emotional well-being, and inner strength. As soon as you start to regulate this energy, its purpose starts to align more strongly with what you were meant to live. Naturally, there will be disagreements along this process. For many of our questions, we are either prepared to take this step or we are able to maintain the discipline required to consciously redirect our energy. The truth is that there isn't a perfect moment to start. The first step is acknowledging that you have the ability to change your energy and, by doing so, open the doors to a new phase of your spiritual journey. Commitment to one's own path of self-discovery and evolution is more significant than pressure. Every person has their own rhythm, and it is essential to respect it. It is not necessary to make drastic changes from night to day. Allow the process to be explored in a calm, sabiduria, and abertura manner. What matters is that you allow yourself to try new ways of living and connecting with your inner energy. Reflect on your life and habits. Are you aware of how you are using your energy? Are you moving in the direction of your own growth and the main goal for which you were designated? Continue on this journey with confidence, SI-SIM. If not, it might be time to open your eyes to the opportunities that arise when you redirect this essential force for your spiritual journey. The transformation begins within you, and with it, you begin to see the limitless possibilities that arise as you align yourself with God. And what did you think of this reflex? I would love to know what you think. Tell me about your thoughts on sexual energy and how it might affect our spiritual journey. We will exchange ideas and grow together because his vision is so essential to people. Instead of letting go, insert this video into the channel and share it so that more people can participate in this conversation. Until the next video.